Now, when we had young saints and everybody was interested in learning lessons, see, I taught these lessons and I went through the Bible letter by letter, helping people. Now we have a team. We got 24/7 elders. So you're supposed to teach this, and people are supposed to know, but they don't even know the meaning of whoredom. Whoredom, wine, and new wine. You can drink a little wine for your stomach's sake, which is medicinal. This says in the New Testament. People have that as a dinner drink. But then he says, but when you let these things rule over you, whoredom, wine, it'll dull your senses. You won't be as sharp as you could be. You won't be the sharpest knife in the drawer. You're more like your elevator don't go all the way to the top. You know, it's a 24-story building. Your elevator goes to the second floor. And everybody knows when they see it, your elevator only goes to the second floor. They know that. So you're supposed to know when you're fooling with somebody who elevator doesn't go where? Up the whole thing, because if it goes real slow, you're supposed to just know I'm on the wrong path. I'm dealing with the wrong folk because it's doing the wrong thing. So God's told us the other day, stay on your path to purpose. I put you on a certain path to associate with certain people to lift you. Esther was not a queen. She was a young girl who had an opportunity. And she had a guide who showed her how to be a queen. He told her what to say and what not to say. He was a keen man, but he was observant. How do we know he was observant? Because he was sitting outside when he heard two of the king's men talking, and he knew how to place it. And Esther, when she told the king, she told it in Mordecai's name. So it was written in the king's book. So Mordecai's name is listed in the king's book. So I say to you, there should be pastor interest. There should be that during the day, even if school is out. You mean the youth don't think about coming to prayer? No young adults, we know how they ever think about coming to prayer, even church service. Pretty soon something comes from that. Whoredom, wine and new wine take away the heart. You become incorrigible. And then you get the Vashti church. I ain't coming. And won't come. And so that means if you don't go to school, if you don't get information, you don't get the education. You don't get the education, your mind doesn't change. Because education is about the mind being trained. It's about the mind, not the fingers. It's about the mind. So if the mind is not trained, you're not thinking any better, you don't do any better. You do better because you think better. And so things go on. What should be your intent? So in Matthew it says, you're dull of hearing. I want to tell you something, but you don't want to hear me. You got your mind made up. You're incorrigible. I want to help you, but you got your mind made up. And so that's why I take these sessions. Know why? My life is important. The Lord told me to tape everything, and now as more equipment and things come out, I understand the importance of that. Because you can take that lesson. That's if they'll listen to you. But most likely, they're not going to listen to you. On Facebook, they're not going to go there. They got other stuff going on. Because their spiritual life, the devil has fooled people that it's not important. And in the end, it's God. But watch what God says, and you mark my words well. God says, deliverance and what? What? Deliverance and enlargement shall what? Rise out of another place. That God will actually have it arise. All I did when the revival for Clearwater came up, I was so excited. I just texted some people and just sent some texts to people to talk about the revival. I got a text back from Denard Elliott. And he said, we're coming up. I'm going to be with you Friday and Saturday. Or whatever those 2 days he came. He said, we're coming to the revival. He was interested in doing that. Out of interest. So they came, and when they came in there with that steel guitar and that girl playing the drums like that, then High Holy. We didn't have one of our own drummers here. And they came to High Holy. They said, we're coming. Y'all got to see beyond where you are. You got to take one, because an enlargement and deliverance will arise out of another place. We'll tell people, let's go with the love campaign. We're going to go so and so. Nobody has time for us. Well, we got this going, and I'm doing this function. I said, okay. I've been with God a little while. A long time ago, a young man was talking about, well, I'm leaving the ministry. The Lord said, I'm slinging him out. He had no idea he was slung out. Still, I don't think he has no idea. The Holy Spirit told me that. He said, I'm slinging him out. It's not a decision he made. It's a decision I made. So you got to be aware. You don't ever let nobody, can't nobody take your calling. They can't do your calling. You can let it go, and God will raise up somebody else. But they just can't come and substitute. I don't do that. I still play the organ. I learned something. I learned something from David. Because David could drive the devils out. Pretty soon Saul almost tried to be immune to that thing. So mad, fighting. And he was fighting because somebody else said something about David. David wasn't thinking that way. Saul thought he was. The girl started singing a song. David has killed his 10,000, Saul his 1,000, and Saul said, And he took the song to mean that David was doing him harm. It was just girls who were rejoicing. And if they were out, young ladies out there singing the street, most likely they're going to sing about the younger man than the older one. And they're not thinking like that. They're going to run down the street. Oh, I like so-and-so and so. I like such and such. Yeah, all he was doing was boom, boom, boom. And the other man was singing words. But you don't want to hear the words. You look at that young man and all you're fascinated by that. So I want you this morning, this afternoon, I want you to focus. Share the message. Whoredom, wine, new wine, take away the heart. Don't be incorrigible. And definitely don't let the Vashti church exist. People who are called, what is it? They are commanded to come and won't come.